Hey everybody, this is Greg Gossett from Gossett Trading and Mentoring Live, and today is Tuesday, June 29th, 2021. We are in the final hour of the trading day, which is my favorite time to make the majority of my buying and selling decisions. I say this because at the end of the day, the large financial institutions come in, they take control of the price away from the day traders and the algorithms. I consider them to be the smartest money on the street. They have very smart people, best information, best technology, and they are dealing with the most money. And therefore, at the end of the day, when they take control of the price away from the data traders and the algorithms, I consider it to be the most valid price to make buying and selling decisions depending on your level. So in the long run, being an end of day trader, following what the large financial institutions do at the end of the day, I believe is a long-term edge in your trading. So thank you for coming today. I appreciate it. It's always nice to see everyone. I hope you're having a really good day. Currently, the market, the Dow Jones is up 5 points, up 0.02. NASDAQ is up 16 points, up 0.11, and the S&P is down 0.88. So almost flat, down 0.02%. So kind of flat line today for all the indexes. All right, here's the plan for today. First of all, we are going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. Secondly, we're going to come back, take a look at my current positions, talk about when I bought them, why I bought them, and how I'm going to manage them going forward. I did not have any day trades today to share with you, so we'll go right over to the we'll go over to the board and we'll take a look at my students' current positions. We'll see how those are doing. We'll go through each one of those. After that, we'll switch gears. We'll talk about trader psychology. Most important skill that you can ever develop in trading is the skill of managing your emotions, following your plan, and that's all of that happens between your ears, in your brains, and therefore psychology, right? So I want to talk a little bit about trader psychology. I like to talk about it each day in different ways. Hopefully one day you'll hear something in a certain way and it will resonate with you and stick with you. After that, I have gone down through the results of my watch list. I have also gone down through the results of Kamal Scanner. I do have 3 requirements whenever I'm looking to enter a new trade. The first is I need to have a confluence or a combination of indicators, ideally lining up on multiple time frames. The more indicators, the more confluence of signals you have, the more buyers you have, the more you have more groups of different buyers that are coming in, and the more buyers you have, the better chance you have of having a profitable trade. Number 2, I need to have a good risk to reward ratio, at least 2 to 1. I need to be able to make at least 2 times or more to the upside compared to what I'm willing to risk to the downside. Number 3, make sure you have a complete trading plan in place regardless of the methodology that you're using. Adjust for volatility, adjust your position size for volatility, know what your maximum allowed loss is, know where your emergency stop is, know where your end of day stop is, know where your intraday profit targets are, know where your overhead resistance levels are, and also have a good trailing stop procedure in place so that if you do have a winning trade, you don't give all those trades, all those profits back. All right, so using those 3 criteria, I am going to go down through the potential end of day candidates. If I find something that looks good, I will purchase it before the close of the market, after the market closes. If you have any questions for me, please let me know. I'm happy to answer them. If you need anything clarified, please let me know. I'm happy to clarify. And if you have any stock symbols that you would like me to look at, if you like my opinion on them, please put them in the live stream, put an emoji or an asterisk by it so I know it's time sensitive, and I will do my very best to get to it before the close of the market. And then lastly, if any of my students have any new entries or exits for me today, if you could please wait till the close or till after the close, so I'm done teaching, I'm done trading, pressure's off, and we'll take all the time we need to get those all updated. Okay, so that's the plan for today. I'm gonna run the US legal disclaimer, and I'll see you in about 40 seconds. Thank you. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Please carefully read and/or listen to the U.S. government required disclaimer before watching this video or live stream broadcast. The video link and disclaimer text are located in the description section of this video or live broadcast, here and here. Thank you so much. All right, well, let's see who is here today. Michael Martin is here. Michael, good to see you, my friend. Michael is a current student of mine. We just have been learning the deep dip buy stock trading approach. Good to see you. Hope you're out there. Oh, he says driving, so he's out there. He drives a truck. And be careful trading when driving. And good to see you. Michael says deep dip buy candidates. OSW. Let's get on a daily time frame and see. OSW. Yes, it's a pretty good one too. I would have to say it's a $9 stock, which I don't love, but look at this. Under 30, over 30, under 200, over 200. That's not bad. That is really not bad. As a matter of fact, I am going to do a little math on that one to tell me how many shares to buy. But that is a great confluence, Michael. Very good. Very, very good. I'm not super thrilled because it's a $9 stock at this point, but let's go over here and look at the weekly. Weekly is okay. I wish it had support of something below it, but I'm going to put that right there because I do like that. All right, let me move a little bit of this around. Over here like so. Give me some room. Over here, over there. All right, good enough, very good. Let's see what else Michael has to say. HFRO. HFRO. Don't like the risk to reward on that one, Michael. Too far from the 200-day moving average. And TCOM. Trip Group. Not too bad. Let's see, did this go under 30 and over 30? Bounced right at about the 30, but yes, you are right. It did go over the 200. I like that OSW the best because it completely went under 30 and over 30 and back over the 200, at least for now. Of course, we need to wait till the end of the day before we can make that final decision. But good to see you, Michael. Thanks for coming. Tracy is here. Good to see you, Trace. Michael is here. Good to see you, Leva. Kamal is here. Good to see you, Kamal. Appreciate everything that you do for this channel. We all do. You know that. And appreciate your friendship as well. David is here. Nice to see you, David. Hope you're having a good day. Steve Burns is here. Also another person I really need to thank and appreciate that he is here every day. I appreciate that. I know everyone else does. Thank you for everything that you do for this channel, Steve. It means a lot to me and to the rest of the group. And hope that you and Holly and the dogs are all doing well. Paxton is here. Good to see you, Packy. Hope you're having a good day. Miko is also here. Good afternoon, Greg and all. Hello, Miko. Nice to see you. Ava is here. Nice to see you, Ava. Hope you are having a good day. Looking forward to our lesson tomorrow. Lova says, trading while driving is a bad risk to reward. Yeah, that. Hopefully it's done. Hopefully it's done safe, but that's true. Gary is here. Hello, Greg and group. Nice to see you, Gary. Hope you are having a good day, my friend. Okay. Well, let's get to it. Seems like kind of a volatile day for the indexes being so unchanged. Apps. All right, here we go. Lilia, Gary, and I did buy apps back here on the 22nd with the false breakout to the downside and a V2 in the value zone. Bought it at 71.63. Moved up nicely. I sold half here because we ran into resistance and rejected the 100-day moving average, but it kept moving up, so I'm glad I kept half. Took some nice profits on the way up here. It's more than 1.5 ATRs from my entry point. Did this get to 65 RSI? Let's see. Yes, it did. So now the 5 EMA comes into play. If we close under the previous day's low today, I'm going to sell half of my position. However, if we close under the 5 EMA, I will sell all of it because I entered. I got to at least 65 RSI. If I ever get to 65 RSI and then it ever closes below the 5 EMA, if it loses the support of the 5 EMA, then I'm going to go ahead and just get out of the entire trade. So if it were to close right here, I'd only sell half because it's closed below the previous day's low, but holding the 5 EMA. However, if it loses the 5 EMA today, I will go ahead and I will exit the entire position and lock in profits. Blink, Tracy, Paxton, Jonathan, am I missing anyone else? No. And myself, return to value, false breakout to the downside. V2, bought this at 39.91, has moved up nicely. Up, 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 up. Did hit profit targets. No profit targets today. Let's see, did we get to 65 there? I'm not sure. Yes, we did. So same thing goes here with Blink. If we were to lose the 5 EMA today, I would get out of everything because I went above the 65 R. I got to at least the 65 RSI or higher. And then if I have a close below the 5 EMA, if I lose that level of support, I will get out. So right now, it looks like it's holding, but I'll have to keep an eye on that. Goldman Sachs, nice trade. Thank you to Steve for pointing that out yesterday. The 1030 EMA crossover. Steve, Gary, Jonathan, and myself did buy it with the 1030 EMA crossover. Bought it here at 368.79. Gapped up, went a little higher. I did hit two profit targets here at 372.55 and 376.39. Has reversed down a bit. But the 1030 crossover is still in play. It's up 1.14% here today. So this is going to be a keeper for me. SPY, I buy the SPY every day at the close. I hold it overnight. I sell it first thing the next morning. It's been a nice profitable trading approach over the last few years. I did buy this at the close yesterday at 427.47 and sold today at 427.87. So what is that, 40 cents? So little 40-cent overnight gapper. So better than nothing. Glad that it was positive. I will buy this today at the close, hold it overnight, sell it first thing the next morning. XLU is rude today. Frank, Tracy, Paxton, and I, we did buy XLU with this deep dip buy. Rejection of the 200-day moving average, 63.27, good risk to reward ratio. 2 days of nice upward movement. Did get to my 1.5 ATR trailing stop level. Obviously, this is going to close below the previous day's low, in which case I will take half off, but this is in jeopardy of closing below my end of day stop. So it is down on the day 1.58%. It is above the entry point. It's another example of why I like to take profits when I have them, because it minimizes the move down. But this is something I'm going to have to watch very carefully. In the best case scenario, I will just sell half with a close below the previous day's low. However, my end of day stop is if we have a close under the 200. And if we do, I'll just have to go and lock in profits, because it will be profitable. I mean, knock on wood, right? But because of the profits that I took on the way up when everybody wanted it, I wanted to sell them a little of it, but I have to watch the close below the 200-day moving average. CMG has been a monster trade. David and myself did buy CMG with this deep dip buy. Rejection of the 250-day moving average and a V1. Bought this at 1343.05. Move up strongly, moved my 1.5 ATR trailing stop level. Then we had a close below the previous day's low. I sold half, but luckily I kept the other half, and it has moved up beautifully since then. Oh, I didn't mark the profit target. Hit a profit target here today on XLU. What's going on here? And this has been a monster trade. From entry to current price, this is up 12.48%. Twitter, another monster trade that I took along with Gary. Deep dip buy, close under, close back over the 200-day moving average. Bought it at 52.58, held the 200-day, moved 1.5 ATRs from entry. After that, we had a close below the previous day's low. I sold half. Had another leg up. We rejected the 70 RSI. I sold half of the half that I had remaining. Did hit one profit target today at 69.11. Just looking for a close below the previous day's low. Then I will be out of this trade. This particular trade from entry to current price, 23.57%. Like I said, I did not have any day trades today. So let's go over to the board and see what's going on over here. Tracy and Paxton did buy INSG yesterday at 10.52. It's currently 10.29. It's down 2.19% today. So it is down on the day and it is down on the trade. RBLX, Tracy and Paxton bought RBLX yesterday with a 520 crossover, 92.90. It's currently 92.60, so this is down on the day, and this is also down on the trade. CSIQ, Kamal, and Ava had a beautiful trade on this particular stock, bought right here with a 520 crossover at 40.34, has rocketed upwards. It's a 72.03 RSI. Hopefully it will be able to hold the 70 RSI for both Kamal and for Ava. This trade up 14.53% in 2 days. Fantastic, Kamal. Fantastic, Ava. Kamal and Tracy and Paxton did buy Upstart yesterday at 124.80. It's 121.96. It is down on the day and it is down on the trade. Airbnb, Kamal bought Airbnb here. Is that the only Kamal? No, we have Johan, Kamal, Tracy, and Paxton bought Airbnb at 146.10. It is currently 146.40. So it is down on the day, but looks like up on the trade. SWKS doing, oh my gosh. Steve Burns, Tracy Paxton, and Gary had a beautiful 520 crossover here in the value zone, 171.04, and this has been a beauty, everybody. Look at this, up 4.34% just today. And this particular trade from entry to current price up 10.33%. So congratulations to Steve, Tracy, Paxton, and Gary on that one. Very good. Okay, HCA. Frank bought HCA at 207.70. It's 206.08. It's down on the day, and this one is now down on the trade. Yeti, Tracy and Paxton bought Yeti at 92.90. It's 93.03. It is up on the day, and it is also up on the trade. Airbnb, we already looked at. PKI, we have David buying PKI at 146.10. It's 155.60. It's up about 0.5% today. Trying to hold that 70 RSI there, David. I'm sure you've seen that, but that's been a beautiful trade, up on the day and up on the trade. Chewy, Steve bought Chewy with the 1050 EMA crossover here at 80.85. It's 81.96. It's down on the day, but it is still up on the trade. SCCO, Steve's had a nice trade on SCCO with an under 30, over 30 deep dip buy, 61.52. It's currently 64.84. It's up 0.61% today, and it is also up 5.26% on the trade. So congratulations. Boot. All right, Frank bought Boot at 78.60, moved up nicely, beautifully, down a little yesterday, down a little bit more today. Frank did sell half, so he still has a half position. So down on the day, but up on the trade. Disney, Jonathan bought Disney with a rejection of the 200-day moving, the -2 ATR channel, Golfing Bar V1 moved up beautifully. Glad that Jonathan sold half here with the rejection of the 50, locked in profits, mitigated his loss to the downside here. Bounced off his entry price essentially, so it is down on the day, but Jonathan is still up on the trade, which is the most important. True is Gary. Gary had a beautiful return to value, sideways motion, V2, bought it at 534. 1, 2, 3 huge big days up. Do I have any notes in here? No, I don't have any notes. Down a little bit today, still holding that 5 EMA. That would be an interesting level to see if it can hold, but down a little down on the day, but beautifully up on the trade. Spotify, beautiful trade here, Steve. 248.33 with the 1030 EMA crossover. It's 273.69, up 0.78% today. And Steve, on this particular trade, up 9.30%. Way to go, Steve. DKNG, David, Gary, Kamal did buy DKNG here. with the rejection of the 250-day moving average. Bought it at 50.10. It's currently 52.20. It is down a little bit on the day, but up on the trade. JD, beautiful trade by Tracy and Paxton with the 520 crossover, 74.90 at 79.47. It's up 3% just today, up 5.93% on the trade. Wow. TER, Tracy and Paxton, again, bought at 130.60. It's 134.56, up 1.36% today, and probably up several percent or more on the trade. ARKK, David bought ARKK with the close under, close back over the 200 plus the V2, bought at 118.40. It's 130.69. This particular trade up 9.48%. Boeing down today. Let's see. This is Kamal, right? No. Kamal got out of Boeing. No. Tracy and Paxton are still in. Bought at 246.63. Initially went up, but we've had two strong down days. So this is down on the day. And it is down on the trade. Alibaba. Okay. What do we have going on here? We have Kamal and Jonathan bought Alibaba at 213.87. It's 228.90. It's up on the day, beautifully up on the trade. Gary sold Alibaba puts, the 200 195 put credit spreads, expiring July 16th for $83 a contract. He has a lot of protection, just needs to close above $200 in order for Gary to make all his money there. And Steve also bought different entry signal, but Steve bought the 520 crossover, bought at 218.40. It's 228.91. So everybody's doing well on that trade. And then last but not least, we have Jonathan with Etsy. Beautiful, beautiful trade here. Looks like a higher low V1 and I think a 520 crossover, bought at 170.80. It's currently 201.50. It's up 1.56% today. And it is up 15.38%, everybody. Let's give a hand to Jonathan. Boy, those are some really, 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 really good trades. Amazing. Jonathan says, good evening, Greg and group. UTZ and VRM 200 SMA. Yep, false breakout to the downside, possibly a close back over the 200-day moving average and a V2. That looks pretty good, but it's going to have to hold that 200. And VRM, yeah, I don't love it with that big old bar, but you are right. It did reject the 200-day moving average. It is a good risk to reward ratio as well. Lilia is here. Nice to see you, Lilia. Hope you're having a good vacation over there and you're getting over your jet lag. Johnson says, hi, Greg. Hi, everybody. Good to see you, Johnson. Steve says DDM currently has a 10, sorry, let me write this down. DDM currently has a 1030 EMA crossover. Let's look over at the 1030. Let's look over at DDM. Yes, it does have a 1030 EMA crossover. Let's do a little math on that. Okay. Yes, and it's a crossover right here. It's in the value zone. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good, so I'll put that one on the list. Ava wants to look at UPS. $5.20 crossover. I believe I tried to back test that, and I don't think, let me try it again. Oh yeah. Oh yes, yes, yes. I remember now. Yeah, so this does backtest positively. It is a fractal here as well, Lilia, with a high with two lower highs to the left, high with two lower highs to the right. Let's switch on over, take a look at the weekly. Weekly's 64.82, second ATR channel, little high. Obviously, you could obviously go higher, but I think I mean it does back test well. It does back test well, so that's good to know. Steve says Sony has a 520 crossover. Yes, it does. 520 crossover right there, a little close to the second ATR channel, so could be a little high for me, but the 520 crossover does backtest well, and there you go. Paxton says BA is on a monthly with you. Oh, that's okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yep. And Dan gives the peace sign. Nice to see you, Dan. Hope you're having a good day, my friend. All right. Hey, Frank has a poem for us. Everybody ready for this? You know it's going to be good. Okay. Let's read it. Amidst the charts with its lines and walls, you'll find a trader giving their all. It's hard work. There's no magic or crystal ball. Stocks rise, stocks fall, but it's you the trader that makes the call. Amidst the charts with its lines and walls, you'll find a trader giving it their all. It's hard work, that's true. There's no magic or crystal ball, that is true. Stocks rise, stocks fall, but it's you, the trader, that makes the call. Thank you, Frank. Excellent as always. Really, really great. Really, really great. Let's give Frank a hand for that. It's just amazing how he can come up with this every day. It's just amazing. What a gift. Atex, nice to see you. I just read Dr. Elder's New Trading for a Living, best trading book I've read on trading. Thanks for introducing him to me. Yeah, it is a great book. I remember, I flew out to Vermont to study with him one-on-one. And one day before I left, he goes, oh, by the way, I need you to read my book before you get here. I'm like, I have one day. He's like, read it on the plane. So I did. I cranked through that book. But it is an excellent, excellent book. So now you know a little bit about double bottoms, bullish divergences, impulse system, all that kind of stuff. But yes, I love double bottoms and bullish divergences, especially combined with all the other triggers that I have. Ava wants to look at SPG, higher low V2. Oh, wait. I think I accidentally deleted that. Sorry. SPG. Simon's property. Yes, you are correct. That is a higher low V2. That is pretty dang nice. Let me do some math on that, Ava. And we'll put that on the list. I like it a lot. I like higher low V1s. V2s. So, we are definitely adding some nice potentials for the end of the day. That is definitely a higher low V2. Closed below the value zone, came into the value zone, pull back, back tested the -1 ATR channel that I like, and a V2. The close is at 131.07. So that's kind of my line in the sand. It's going to have to close above that at the end of the day to be a valid higher low V2. But that offers a good risk to reward ratio. Let's take a look at the weekly. Well, weekly is about 1.5 ATRs. It's holding the 5 EMA. We're halfway at the big down bar. Well, I'd say we're above halfway, so that adds a few bonus points. Okay. What do we have? 130. All right. Well, we have a lot to look at today. So, but before we get to taking a look at our end of day trades, let's talk a little bit about trader psychology. You know, I have my favorite Facebook and Twitter channels out there, and one that I really love is Anthony Crudell. At Anthony Crudell over on Twitter. He's a futures trader. He has his own show. Really, really good. You can see Corin Jackson, the Egyptian goddess, like this as well. And I like this as well because it is really good. The pain we sometimes feel in trading is a good thing. Did we read that right? The pain we sometimes feel in trading is a good thing. Our body and mind are giving us feedback on what we are doing. The development of your edge starts from that pain. And this is so true. I mean, usually you don't lift a finger, you don't burn a calorie unless something is hurting you. And then you want to find your way out of it, right? And if you're feeling that pain in trading, like if you're feeling actual pain or body pain in trading because of losses, it's probably your mind and your body telling you that you are trading incorrectly. Trading should be pretty easy. I mean, yes, there's ups and downs and so forth, but if you're feeling serious pain, then you probably need to adjust your trading style or your trading strategies accordingly, because if you're feeling that much pain, most likely your position sizing too large, you're not getting out when you're supposed to, you're not adhering to your stop losses, you're just probably not doing it the correct way, and that's your body telling you, nope, no good. It's like smelling a really bad smell and you want to throw up. It's your body like warning you, whatever that smell is, it's not good. So weird analogy, I get it, but it is true, everyone. So let's read it one more time. The pain we sometimes feel in trading is a good thing. Our body and mind are giving us feedback on what we are doing. The development of your edge starts from pain. The more pain you have, the more you're going to work on your approach, the more you're going to refine your edge. And that's really just how it works. So thank you, Anthony Crudell. Appreciate that. Again, he's over at Anthony Crudell over on Twitter. Please follow him. And I think you will really enjoy his post. That was helpful for me, Anthony, and I hope it was helpful for everyone else. Okay. Give me 20. Oh, give me 30 seconds. I have got to change something around, and we'll get right back into looking at our potential end-of-day trades. Okay. All right, here we go. Frank says, thank you, Greg, Kamal, Dan, Paxton. Ava says, AFRM, higher low V2, but rejected the 1 ATR today. AFRM. That is on my list as well. Well, Ava, I'm going to teach you tomorrow why this is a higher low V1, a V2, but not a legitimate one. Remember I was telling you about the nuances of V1s and V2s and so forth, but real quick, we came into the value zone, we bounced, we made a lower high. If you make a lower high, you have to wash out that first low before it's valid. Not to be confused, if you close under the -1 ATR channel, then you come in, then you have a lower high. But yeah, this one does not fit the criteria. And again, we'll talk about that tomorrow night, Ava. And when we're done, I'm sure you'll understand why this here looks like a higher low V1, V2. I mean, it is, but it's not a valid higher low V1, V2. All right, real quick, before we start looking at new stuff, I have to look at current position. Apps holding the 5 EMA. So if it were to close right here, close below the previous day's low, I'd sell half. But if it closes below the 5 EMA, I will get out of everything. BLNK holding the 5 EMA, holding the previous day's low. So if it closed here, I would do nothing, but I'm going to have to watch that one. Goldman Sachs, we took with the 1030 EMA crossover, kind of a bearish bar here, but I am going to stick with the crossover, the 1030 crossover on Goldman Sachs, which happened yesterday, and we did get a bounce out of it, but the 10 is still above the 30, so that is still a hold. SPY had the little overnight SPY gainer. We'll buy that at the close. XLU making a low on the day, oy vey. So it's below the 200-day moving average here. Unfortunate, because this was a nice profitable trade, but you know, looking at the bright side, that's why I like to scale out, because that will still ensure that this is a profitable trade. So I have to watch this. If it closes back over the 200, I will get out. I'm sorry, if it closes over the 200, I will stay in, but if it were to close right here below, I mean, very small loss on this portion here, right? But that's my signal, so I have to get out. So I have to watch that one very close. CMG is just doing great. This doesn't look like it's in jeopardy of anything happening. And Twitter doing great here. Nowhere near the 70 RSI, or no, we've already rejected it here. But if we get a close below the previous day's low. All right. All right. So I have, here's WEX. We talked about WEX yesterday. 2 rejections of the 200-day moving average. Risk reward, okay. Down a little bit on an up day. So that's something to keep in mind. I think there's better. Here we go. Here are the return to values from Kamal's great scanner. This was a V1 yesterday. Looks like it may close below halfway the washout bar. Nothing here on snow today. ARE I liked a lot. This is a perfect example of a return to value, sideways motion. Yesterday was a breakout to the downside. Earlier today, we triggered a beautiful V2 when it got to 183.55. If this closes above 183.55, I will buy this. This looks like the best trade to me, but it has untriggered so far. So right now it is not a valid trade, but this is a beautiful return to value. Beautiful sideways motion. See, this is sideways, not just down 1-2 days and then it bounces. No, this is sideways motion. Yesterday we washed out the previous day's low, rallied back up, did not trigger a V1, but if we close above 183.55, then it will be a completely valid return to value, sideways motion. False breakout to the downside and a V2. But again, it has to close above 183.55 in order for that to be the case. BTWN, return to value, sideways motion, no V1 or V2. HRC, nice big move up there today, but I don't see anything. Clove, oh, I saw this up earlier, like 7 or 8%. But again, Ava, this is return to value. But you see how we make a lower high? See how this high is lower, obviously, than this high? If that happens, I have to wash out the low before I can get interested. So I would be very interested in Clove if we could bounce off the 200-day moving average, because then that would also wash out. It would be a false breakout to the downside potentially. So I would not buy that here today. XLRE, Yeah, I was kind of wondering when this would return to value. They always return to value, everyone. They always do. We're way above the value zone. We came into the value zone. We have lots of sideways motion here, but there is not a valid V1 or V2. NVRO, well, we're way above value coming into value, but we have to move sideways for a while, so I don't see anything there as well. TME. Boy, this is an interesting one. Washed out the low. Yes. Didn't close below, so this is a V1. There is no doubt about it. It is a V1. Looks like there was a crossover, but this is not a very good structure, so I'm just going to leave that one alone. NBIX. I don't know why this one made the list, but I don't see anything there. ALKS, the airlines, of course. Oh no, sorry, this is not. I thought it was Alaska Airlines. This is a nice V1 to the downside. This is a V1 to the downside. Here's day one. Day two goes above day one, closes below day one's close. So not interested in that for a long, for sure. EQIX, return to value. Only 1 day of sideways motion. No clear trigger. AVGO, doing nicely today, but no clear trigger. So that leaves ARE as a potential. Here we go. Here is some over 200s, under 200s, over 200s. This isn't under 200, over 200. It is a deep dip buy, although it doesn't look like it's a deep dip buy, but it is a close back over the 200. This one's too high for me. I don't buy over the second ATR channel. Run did not quite get to the 200, but pretty close. Rejection of that 200 plus a V1 to the downside. I don't see anything there. Zoom looks like it's closing above the 200-day moving average, which is great, but it's at the third ATR channel, 72 RSI. I'm not going to buy that high up. It's way too extended. 92% of prices fail at the third ATR channel. Here it failed. Here it failed. Here it failed. So doesn't mean it has to fail next time, but chances are that it might. FDS, Fact Set Research Systems, big bullish engulfing bar, V1, looks like on earnings, way too high for me to buy up here. And then MTH could possibly close above the 200-day moving average, giving a good risk to reward ratio. It's 94.75 is the 200, it's 94.78, so that is above. Only 112,000 shares traded on that one, so not enough for me there. Black line under 200, over 200, but it's over the second ATR channel, so nothing qualifies for me there either. Let me take a look at the ones that I did kind of pre-sort. I still like ARE the best, but it's going to have to validly trigger the V2 and close above 183.55. OSW, okay, we talked about this one earlier. Currently, it's looked like it has lost the 200-day moving average. What do the weekly look like? Yeah, see, the weekly's still in between levels. It's below the 1, but still quite above the 50. So I'll probably pass on that. DDM has the 1030 EMA crossover that Steve pointed out. That is a valid signal 70.75 compared to 70.74. So it is above by 1 penny right now. So that technically that is legitimate. It would have to close there. SPG, Simon Property Group. Probably like that one the best at this moment. It looks the most legitimate to me, SPG. Frank has a fun fact. Dairy cows produce 3% more milk when they hear music with a good beat, but they don't like country music. Oh, well, there's the rub. There's the rub. Is that a real fact? Dairy cows produce 3% more milk when they hear music with a good beat, but they don't like country music. Is that implying country music does not have a good beat? Is that what you're saying, Frank? Hey, I like all music. David says Spy Today volume seems to be the lowest point since December 24th. Oh, interesting. Since Christmas Eve? Well, let's take a look. I got to look at this. Wow, you are correct, sir. You are correct. Well, Alexandria real estate not looking so good today for my great V2. It's untriggered, but that's fine. DDM, let's look one more time over at DDM. 70.75 to 70.74, so that one is still correct. Before I get too interested in new stuff, let me take a look. Mandalay, I'm going to have to sell apps right now, at least half. Blink is holding, so really don't have to do anything there. Goldman Sachs is holding, that's fine. XLU, ooh, it's going to be so close. 63.29, 63.32. So currently it is holding above the 200-day moving average. So those are the ones I am going to have to watch right now. SPG probably looks the best to me. Higher low V2. Thank you, Ava, for pointing that out. Let's look at VIX. Okay, so the question here, Lilia, is it is a V2? Yes. Is it valid? Did day 2 bar wash out day 1 bar by at least a quarter ATR? Let's do the math. The 1 ATR there is about 1.22 points. Oops. Day 2 washed it out by 31 points. 1.22 divided by 4, it had to wash it out by 31 cents, and it washed it out by 31 cents. There you go. So yes, technically it is valid. It's coming from a lower low, but it's still decent because we have a double bottom with the bullish divergence, meaning we have, now who just told me? ATEX, right? That talked about Dr. Elder's book. Here's a low with deep red MACD bars. We rallied to some green, which we did. We are now lower, but we have not as deep red bars as here. This means this first move had more momentum from a MACD perspective. This second move here, even though it looks pretty strong to the downside, was not as momentous as this move. That's why the bars are not as deep. But yeah, that's a legitimate signal, Lilia, for sure. That is a legitimate signal in that sense. All right, Michael wants to look at LKQ. Yep, I've looked at this one a couple times today. Do we have the crossover? 48.92 to 48.92. They're exactly the same, which does qualify as a crossover from etfreplay.com. Just make sure you watch that one. If you're going to take that, we had a crossover and then back under, and now it looks like we have a higher low possible V2, but right now it is valid, but you would have to watch that for sure to make sure that it is at least even 48.92, 48.92. But and the other comment I have here as well is I tried to backtest LKQ, Michael, and I could not pull it up. So I'm not even sure if it does backtest well in the first place. Does that make sense? All right, right, so I'm watching apps for a close below the previous day's low. Blink looks okay, but it could be sneaky at the end of the day. It's right there. XLU is back above the 200, so I can keep it. And Simon's Property Group is right on the line with this higher low V2. The key level there is 131.07. It's 131.22. So that one is valid at the moment. That's about the only one that I see valid at the moment. Apps, the low is 78.26. So that's a good number to know. And currently we are 77.85. So that does look like I am going to have to sell half if it closes below that pink line. Blink still holding that 5. SPG barely over. I don't know if I'll be taking anything today, to be honest with you. S&P went red. Dow Jones up 6 points. Let's take a look at that Let's take a look at the Dow Jones crossover, the DDM, I should say. 70.75 to 70.74, so that is valid. That is valid at the moment, anyhow. So it looks like it's going to be a photo finish on a lot of these. So I'm just going to hang out here and just try to wait as long as I can till the close. I was talking with Michael Martin about this exact situation where some days it's not even close. You don't have to think about even doing anything, but there's some days like this where I'm looking at apps for a potential trailing stop. I'm looking at Blink for a potential trailing stop. I'm having to watch XLU to see if it closes above the 200, so there's a lot of things to watch here. SPG is literally 8 cents above, so that's very close as well. Plan. It's a V1 Johnson, but the V1 is above the 1 ATR channel, so that's a little too extended for me to buy there. Steve is long Sony with the 5. Ooh, I don't have a 5. Yeah, I do have a 530. Never mind. Uh, 530. 98.40 compared to 98.42. So this one on my chart at least, Steve, is under, if I'm looking at that correctly. Steve also exited the following trades due to high RSI level resistance. SWKS, Steve is out of for 11.7% gain. Spot, Steve is out of for 10.07. Steve is also out of BABA for a 5.2% gain. Evening star reversal. So yeah, I think that's good information. Steve did get out of spot for an 11.7% gain. He got out of SWKS for He got out of SWKS for 11.7% gain. He got out of spot for over a 10% gain, and he got out of BABA for a 5.2% gain. So he did get out of SWKS, spot, and BABA. So that's good. That's good to know. Thank you, Stephen. Beautiful trades there, by the way. Apps is still under. Blink looks like it's holding. XLU looks like it's holding. SPG barely above. Apple looks like it's closing on the high. Lower high washed out the low. V1 false breakout to the downside and a V1 and possibly a 520 crossover here at the end. SPG, I believe, has now untriggered. XLU so close, but still above. Okay, Steve bought Sony with the 520 EMA, correct? Not the 530. Okay. Okay, sounds good. Let's take a look. Yes, that makes more sense. That is a 520 crossover right there on Sony, and that's what Steve's taking. By the way, Steve also got out of Spot, he got out of BABA, and he got out of SWKS. Just so we're all clear on that. Apps is really close. SPG is under. DDM's over. By 1 penny at this point. So that is valid as well. Two minutes to go. All right, I'm going to go ahead, get out of apps, half anyway. Okay, I got out of apps with a close below the previous day's low, half. BLNK is holding, so probably nothing to do there. XLU still holding, so I'm going to keep. A lot of photo finishes here, everybody. SPG could get right back above. It is back above now. How much time do I have? Oh, I better hurry. What's my line there? 130, 107. Now it's under. Okay. Oh, blink is creeping up on me. Still holding though. XLU still holding. SPG under. Okay, I think this is going to work out okay. Looks like we're going down instead of up. VIX is going up. Woo! That's the market, everybody. Man. All right, so I did not buy anything today other than my overnight SPY trade. And I bought SPY at 427.70. 427.70. And I did sell 1/2 of what I had left of Mandalay Digital Group because we moved 1.5 ATRs from trailing stop. I'm sorry, from entry. And then we had a close below the previous day's low. So I did lock in profits there. Did not do anything with Blink because it held the previous day's low, held the 5 EMA, kept Goldman Sachs 2 profit targets. Of course, we got into SPY, or I got into SPY with at 427.70. XLU did close above the 200. There were some buyers that came in there, so I'll have to watch that one tomorrow. Hopefully it will hold that. CMG hit the 1 profit target, doing very nicely, and Twitter continually goes up, and I'm glad for that. So no new trades today other than the overnight SPY trade. So if any of my students have any new positions they'd like me to update today on the board, this is the time to put them in the live stream, and I will get to them in just a few minutes. Just want to go over a few pieces of business. Just remind everybody that I do teach private one-on-one lessons in the evening time via Skype. I teach a great course. It's a total of 15 hours. It's one-on-one, just you and I. I teach you everything that I know and have learned about trading over the last 25 years. I teach you all 5 of the different approaches that I use. I teach you step by step so that when you're done with this course, you will be a better trader. I promise you. The course does cost $1,750, but for all the attention you get, for all the information you get, it is worth every penny. I promise you. I've taught many, many people around the world, and I've seen them really turn into good traders. So if you're interested, just send me an email. The email's in the description of this video. Just reach out to me. Say, Greg, potentially interested in taking your course. I'll say that's fantastic. Let's set up a Skype call. You know how it goes in the Skype call. I just want to talk to you. I want to learn more about you and your trading, your challenges, your goals, what you'd like to achieve by taking the course. And then it's a great time for you to ask me any specific questions about the course itself. And then when we're done with the call, think about it as long as you want. And, you know, if the mood grabs you one day and you're like, dang it, I want to be a better trader, email me back and we'll get it all set up and away we'll go. Secondly, I do have a really good online video course over at udemy.com. The link is in this description. I teach you step by step how to trade the deep dip buy stock trading strategy. It's a serious course. It's 9.5 hours of video. It's 26 videos. It's 15 study guides. And the deep dip buy approach is one of my very favorite approaches. And the best news is that course is only like $12 to $15. And so you get so much for the money. And by the way, if you're taking the course, you have questions, come here to the live stream and I will answer any questions that you have. So the link's in the description for udemy.com for the deep dip buy stock trading strategy. You know, if you can spare 12 or 15 bucks, go buy it. You're going to be happy you did. And then lastly, if you like today's podcast, I really would appreciate it if you could hit the thumbs up button. It helps to build the channel. It helps to keep the channel around, and it helps let YouTube know, you know, that there's some interaction between me and people watching, and that there's some valuable content here, and they help to get out and promote the channel more. So that's it. That's my business. Let's take a look over here and see what's going on with Steve. Sony. All right. So we know Steve bought Sony with the 520 crossover, little blue line going over the other blue line. And Steve bought Sony at 99.86. All right. Way to go, Steve. Beautiful trades. Think an excellent time to lock in some of those trades. Okay, now let's go back over here to Spotify. Now, was Steve the only one in Spotify? Yes, he was. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful trade, Steve. Fantastic. All right, so we're going to take Spotify off the board. Steve locked in a 10.07% gain, which is excellent. Skyworks is another beauty. So we have some other people in there. I'm going to take Steve off for the moment, unless I hear from other people, so I will leave it up. All right. Excellent trade. 11.7%. That's a monster. Alibaba. All right, Steve exited for a 5.2% gain, so I'm going to take Steve's trade off of there. Way to go, Steve. That was a beauty. Okay. Oh, and DDM. DDM. All right, so Steve is long DDM with the 1030 EMA crossover. 71.26. Let me just make sure that's correct. Yeah. Steve 1030. Okie dokie. Misha, how you doing? How do you calculate your position size for the overnight SPY trade? Well, generally what I do is I basically do the same thing. I take my maximum allowed loss, I divide it by the value of the 2 ATR, and that tells me how many shares to buy. So for example, if my maximum allowed loss on any one trade is $3,000, I would take $3,000. And by the way, your maximum allowed loss should probably, be a half of a percent to 1% of your total trading capital. So if you have 100 grand, 1% is 1% of 100 grand is $1,000. In that case, I take $1,000 divided by the value of the 2 ATR, 2.46 today, and it would tell me to buy 406 shares of this. So this changes every day. So you just have to, I take my maximum allowed loss, which is generally about 0.5% of my capital, divided by the 2 ATR value, and that is how I come up with how many shares that I buy. Does that make sense, Misha? Kamal is out of Airbnb. Okay. All right. Is that all I have? Yeah, I have Johan and Tracy in Pakistan. Tracy is out of half XLU. Yep. And that's correct because we closed below the previous day's low after moving 1.5 ATRs from entry. Very, very proud of you. All right. So I am out of half as well. I was focusing mainly on whether I was going to be out of everything because it looked like it was going to close below the 200-day moving average. But again, the reason we sold half because we bought at the 200, it moved 1.5 ATRs from entry, then clearly it closed below the previous day's low, but it kept this in the other half because it closed above the 200-day moving average. Airbnb, Tracy and Paxton are out of Airbnb. All right, so that takes that off. Out of INSG, good. You did what you were supposed to do. Didn't turn out, but you followed your rules. That makes it a good trade. So good trade. And in DDM along with Steve. All right. Okay. Gary is out of 1/2 of DKNG. Okay. Out of SWKS along with Steve. I think that's a good move. I mean, that was a great trade, right? I mean, how much more can you expect? I mean, not that it can't go higher. It can definitely go higher. But out of 1/2 of apps, as with me, So now you're down to a quarter. .1/2% true. You're only telling half the truth? Is that what you're saying, Gary? Where did my true go? Oh, there it is. Yeah, close below the previous day's low. That was a beauty. That was a beauty, eh? All right. So move Gary over here. And that was the correct move in my humble opinion. Sold 1/2. I think that's the proper thing to do. Steve says, thanks, Greg. You're welcome, bud. Congratulations on those beautiful trades. Frank says, stopwatch took me out of XLU. No new trades. Okay. Stopwatch. I love that. Okay. Oh, yeah, I did have Frank. Okay. So Frank is gone there at break even, which is great. Miko is in DDM. With the 1030 crossover. All right, nice. Jonathan is out of Disney. Sad to let the mouse go. That sounded Frank-esque right there. Well. Good news on that, Jonathan, is that you sold half and with the rejection of the 50 like we discussed, right? So nice going there and great trade on Etsy, by the way. Misha says, yes, thank you. Okay, great. Perfect. All right, so I have not been too active the last little bit here. No day trades for me today. That seems strange. Let's see what's happening after hours. Looks like we're up a little bit. 17 cents on the Dow. 36 cents on the Qs. Apple's up 12 cents. So nothing too crazy. David says, thank you, Greg. You are certainly welcome, my friend. Well, listen, if you have any other questions, please let me know while you're thinking about some potential questions. Let me just read my little saying that I like to do every day. If we all do one random act of kindness daily, we just might set the world in the right direction, by Martin Kornfeld. It's so true, everyone. Let's just go out and do one random act of kindness, right? Just one nice thing for another human being. What's it going to hurt? It's going to make their day. It's going to make your day. If you could also, as a personal favor to me, go out and do a nice thing for an animal. Just say hi, give them a little scratch under the chin, give them a little treaty big. You know what I mean? Just a little something. If you have a dog, take it for a walk. If you have a cat, take it for a walk. Who knows? It will be an adventure for sure, right? But just something. Throw the ball, some nice, kind words. Look, kind words to a human or an animal, both of them are going to appreciate it. You know it's true. You know you appreciate it when someone gives you a kind word. So let's just do one random act of kindness every day. It really could make a difference in this world, and I think we need it. Forgot to mention Bitcoin. So we are at a crucial level on Bitcoin. If you remember a few days ago, I talked about buying Bitcoin if it rejected the 250, giving us a good risk to reward ratio. Well, it certainly did. But I also mentioned that when it gets up to the 200-day moving average, it most likely may have some issues up there. And you can see that's right where we're stuck. Bitcoin 200 is at 36,545 on the CME exchange index. 36,545. We're at 36,445. So we have not, what was the high? 36,650. So yes, we have rejected the 200-day moving average. So if I was long Bitcoin right now, probably I would wait till 6 o'clock p.m. Mountain Standard Time to see whether or not it rejects. If it did, this seems like a decent place to exit your profits. You can always get back in if it has a nice close above the 200. Then you'll have the support of the 200 below. But just that one little move there in 2 days was worth 13.46% if you would have bought the rejection of the 250-day moving average, and then wait till the end of the day, wait till 6 o'clock p.m. Mountain Standard Time to see if it's rejected the 200, which it has. I mean, that is significant overhead resistance above. So anyway, you know, there's been some good trades on Bitcoin if you just followed the technicals. Rejection of the 200, 250 here, you would have had a nice couple up days, would have kept you in. If you missed this trade here, you could have taken this trade here, and 13% in a couple days is pretty good. Not saying that that always happens, but interesting nonetheless. Jonathan says, cheers guys. Cheers to you as well, Jonathan. Very nice job on Etsy. Proud of you, my friend. All right, so I am teaching tonight. If Chase or Sebastian are out there, looking forward to our lessons. We are moving on to moving average crossover. So that's going to be the lesson for tonight. We're at 78. No, 67. Oh yeah, right. All right, I'm just mumbling to myself. Never mind me. Kamal says, thank you, Greg. Have a great day, everyone. You too, my friend. Thank you for your friendship. Thank you for everything that you do for all of us, Kamal. Okay. Well, I think that's it for today, everybody. Thank you. Have a good day. Be good. Be safe. Drive safe. Today is Tuesday, so if your garbage day is Wednesday, remember to put it out tonight. You know that feeling when you run out and you hear the garbage truck on the day you're supposed to have your garbage out, and you run out, probably half dressed, doing your best to try to flag down the garbage person, and of course, they will just snarkily laugh at you as you're chasing them going, please, please take my garbage can. They love that. I'm sure they just really, really love that. So avoid all the embarrassment and the shame spiral of that happening in your robe with one flipper on and probably one flip-flop, and just put it out tonight. How about that? Other than that, hope you have a good rest of your day, everybody. It'll be interesting to see what this market does. Ava says, thank you and enjoy the rest of your day, everyone. Thank you, Ava. As always, really nice to have you here and looking forward to our lesson tomorrow. And Lova, a.k.a. Michael Wilson. It's actually Michael Wilkinson, a.k.a. Lova, but I like to switch stuff up. Hope you have a good day, and thanks for coming as well. Thanks for your analysis today. And I think that's it. And if you could hit the thumbs up button on your way out, I would really, really appreciate that. So take care, everyone. Have a good rest of your day. Hope to see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. U.S. government required disclaimer. Stock, options, futures, and forex trading is not appropriate for everyone. While there is a potential for large rewards, there is also a substantial risk of loss associated with trading. The material in this video or live broadcast is not geared towards any particular individual or to any particular financial situation and is not intended to meet the particular investment objectives of any viewer. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Any and all information contained in, implied, or referenced by this video or live broadcast is not to be construed as investment advice and no representation is made that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast is an investment or financial advisor or is registered or authorized to give any financial advice. We are publishers and educators only. Therefore, the various producers of this video or live broadcast will not accept liability for any loss or damage of any kind which may arise either directly or indirectly out of the use of any of this material, including any loss of profit. No representation is made that any account or investment will or is likely to achieve the profit or losses demonstrated. We recommend consultation with a licensed and qualified professional before making any investment decision. This video or live broadcast is not to be construed as an offer to buy or sell any security, financial instrument, or financial product of any kind. Notice is hereby given that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast or their clients may have an interest in any security, financial instrument, or financial product mentioned or referenced. Any simulated or hypothetical performance result depicted does not represent actual trading and therefore may under or overcompensate for the impact of various market factors such as lack of liquidity. Thank you.